Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, season 5, episode 21, the finale. We did it. 21 episodes. Jesus Christ.
I mean, they used to really crank them out. Thank God.
Thank God
we're
done.
Back into streaming really helped streamline TV shows,
Agreed.
in my opinion.
But great finale. But before we get into it, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, which is also Summer House Martha's Vineyard podcast, which is also a Winter House podcast. Also, we have the show One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Instagram and TikTok at Vanderpasta, and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah talk about whatever the hell we want because it's our episode and we can do that. Also, you will get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. It was on the Patreon first. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and watch old seasons, as we're doing now, we'll do a after show where we can talk about Bravo news as to not give spoilers away on the actual podcast. Also, we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to, I swear I pulled it up, but my internet wants me to reload. Hang on. Okay.
It's struggling just like you are.
Don't talk about it. Anyway, thank you to Chris, Darby, Dee, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Kirsten, Casey, Kelsey, Chrissy, Lauren, Nicole, Sarah L, Sarah R, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Allison, Emily, Gina, Isabella, Jennifer, Leanne, Lisa, Rio, Robin, Taylor, and Tara.
Woohoo!
That was a good one. Good for me. Thank you guys for being a part of our community. We do not say it enough, but we will say it at least once an episode. We appreciate you.
At least once an episode.
And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live shows, I will post in the Patreon every time there's a live episode, so you can give us your thoughts, opinions, concerns, and we'll read them on the podcast. Also, we'll pick a patron of the episode, but because it's season finale, and I somehow went through every single $5 patron we had.
Wow, that really matched up great.
I think I did it wrong, but from my list, I did it perfectly fine. So I don't know what you're talking about. But this is for everyone. This is a family show for us all.
I agree. This is a family show.
For the whole family.
Yeah, I mean, truly, shout out to everyone, especially the people who really enjoy Vanderpump. Like, it's fun to go back and do these. I know some people comment that they're excited for the rewatches, and so we really appreciate you.
Yay, we did it. Okay, should we get into the episode? I'm excited.
I am too. I think a wedding is a great end to a season, or like a festivity like this.
Exactly. Okay, so previously on this season of Vanderpump Rules, the Bubbas are getting married, although there were some questionable moments. The Mean Girls came for Lala, which I totally forgot about. Ariana doesn't give a fuck about the Mean Girls. Shay hates Sheena because he's always at the studio avoiding her. Ariana doesn't believe in marriage. Jax wants Brittany to make him sandwiches. Brittany's mom came to visit. Lisa and Ken are opening a new restaurant and have been debating bringing on the Toms. The Bubbas got to the point where Lisa had to be like, hey, I don't really support your marriage. So they dropped all their issues and now they're getting married in the woods. Jack and Sandoval flew out Schwartz's brothers to surprise him at the wedding. And Katie was able to fit in her wedding dress even after tacos and marks.
Good for her.
I forgot Lala and James were even fucking in this season.
I know. They really haven't been part of the back half of it. Did they even mention James in that previously on?
Nope.
That's a bummer.
James got fired.
He also just isn't a part of this friend group.
Yeah.
So that's why he's not in it. Whereas Lala truly walked away. So I'm like, bye, bitch.
Yeah. I forgot the Mean Girls were being mean to Lala and then got mad at Ariana about it. I forgot
we started this season at that magazine party when there was that big blow up. How wild.
Oh my God, the good one where James jerks off the cranberry juice onto the table. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start out at the wedding. People are showing up. Lisa walks down the aisle. Schwartz walks down. So everyone basically walks down. So it goes Stassi and Sandoval walk together, then Jax and Brittany, then Sheena and Ariana, then Kristen with some guy named David.
Maid of honor.
No one wants to walk with fucking Kristen. And then they have their dogs too. And then Katie walks down the aisle with her dad. Schwartz tears up. It was very sweet.
Yeah. Very wholesome wedding. I really enjoyed it. Like my heart was full like
Yeah.
watching this.
So Lisa does a great speech. It's not a
Mhm.
sermon, so I said speech.
Yeah.
But she gives them marriage advice, including never text with tequila, which is very
I
funny.
died laughing at her presiding over this wedding.
So then it's time for the vows, and I got nervous because Schwartz, he does this stupid thing where he takes out his paper and then he goes, you know what, I don't need that, and then he rips
Oh
it,
my
and I went,
god.
oh no, and
I
then
was like, he did prepare and then he's gonna like ditch it. Like,
but then he
no.
takes out another piece of paper and is like, just kidding,
I
haha.
liked the bit. I think the bit was pretty funny. It helps break the ice too, because you know it's about to be really emotional.
It was. He does give a shout out to Kristen for introducing them. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Stassi, you are not in the vows, but Kristen did. She did it.
Again, I said this last episode. That's what I want out of being a bridesmaid. Is like I just want a little shout out somewhere to be
Yeah,
like,
I
hey,
know.
that girl's awesome. Thanks to her.
But he starts crying. He makes Katie cry. Everyone cries. It was very sweet. His vows got me.
I
Um,
agree. Like I really believe in their marriage by this point after after
yeah.
the like tumultuous time they've had in their relationship this season. Like I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I even thought like maybe they do love each other.
I think they really do. I just think they suck at communicating, and I hope they don't
Terrible.
take Sheena's route of like one therapy session and done.
Yeah,
I hope they work through those issues because I think the foundation of their relationship, even if they fought all their relationship, I do think they really care about each other and like want to be married, even though Katie like made the engagement happen. I don't think
yeah,
Schwartz would have proposed if he did not want to like take this next step with
agreed.
Katie. So I do believe in them. I think like most marriages, like you can easily break, you know, the good things about anyone, any relationship.
Well, they love each other, which I didn't believe this whole
Yeah.
season. So
That we didn't get to see it though. Whether they
no,
never shared it or we just didn't get it edited in. But
the
like
edit
here,
was.
I'm happy the last two episodes we're really seeing it.
We became those friends where you tell like your all the bad stuff your partner does, and then you don't like the partner. That
Yes.
the viewers became those friends.
Which like I kind of hope Bravo just did them dirty like that and not that that's like what their actual life is
Agreed.
like.
Okay, but everyone's crying. Sandoval even wipes his tears on the dog he's holding.
I know what that's so weird. Like that dog's not huge. Like you can just wipe your tear.
Ew, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
You don't know where that dog's been.
Especially we're in the woods here.
So Katie does her vows. She's crying during hers. This is when I'm like, why am I rooting for them now? I've rooted against this couple the whole time.
I mean, the wedding was beautiful and Bravo did a really good job like
Mhm.
showcasing this ceremony too. Like what a cool thing to look back and like have this wedding.
And even Jax is crying.
That's what really got me. I was like, if Jax is crying,
He's
like
crying.
most people don't tear up like this at weddings, in my opinion.
No,
So like their vows like were really
I think
sentimental
we're
and like
beautiful.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but so Katie got off her ring on a string and she's married now. Married as fuck.
Woohoo!
So it's time for the reception. Um, they do the bridal intros, like a little dance. How do you feel about these? Because I hate these.
I
Not
hate these in 2024. Like,
I hate like having to be a part of it. And people are
me
like,
too.
figure out your bridal dance. And I'm like, no,
You're like
because
you're like standing there being like, what are we gonna do? What's our pairing gonna do?
yeah, I could die.
We're gonna
Anyway,
finger guns it.
they're all the same. Someone's gonna chug a beer. Someone's gonna like
Arms in the
chuck the bouquet like
air.
a football.
A dance like the
Yeah, someone
Macarena,
does
you
a full
know?
dance. Someone does a like a little spin and a dip, and
Mm-hmm.
we all know what it's gonna
I
be.
think they're chuggy. Like
Yeah,
in present day, we're done with these.
we're done.
People stop doing these. Just like have everybody just kind of walk in. Why do we need to be introduced? Like read the pamphlet. Their names are in there
Also,
somewhere. You should know who
no
half
one
these
cares
people
about
are.
me. Yeah, stop.
No.
So, when Ariana comes in, she has a fucking backpack with her. Weird.
That's her purse. Sheena has her purse on her arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looked bad. Anyway, doesn't
I
matter.
agree. I agree. I was like, why does she have a backpack here?
So they do the first dance, which is kind of good. I liked this first dance a
What
lot.
is your thought on choreographed dance? Because this clearly was like somewhat
You should do
choreographed.
somewhat choreographed. I don't think you need to do a full, unless you're both like dancers or you like dancing. You don't need to do a
Hmm.
full like Britney Spears performance. But
I think people go wrong when they try to do a Britney Spears performance because then
yes,
you're just thinking through the steps and you don't look
unless
like you're
you
enjoying
are a
it.
dance, like when two
Yeah.
dancers get married, that's fun. But
Hmm.
if not, I do think you need a few choreographed steps. I think just
Yep.
go pay for it, learn it, practice it ahead of time because there's nothing more awkward than watching you two just dance in a circle.
Also, like, don't play the whole song. We don't need three
No,
minutes of you
no,
dancing.
we need 45 seconds, a minute max.
Yeah.
So Stassi says people used to think that her and Jax were the glue that held this group together, but really it was Katie and Schwartz. Jax and Stassi were just the glue that everyone sniffed.
Cackled so
Loved
hard.
it.
This is
So
a sweet compliment to be the friend
it
group that's
is.
like holding people together. My friends are like this, and I think it's like the best. They're the best couple.
It's very cute. Kristen's trying to get Carter drunk. She can't wait till she's married to Carter,
It's so weird
probably.
these people are getting married. Like, this is the first wedding in that group. That's always the best wedding, is I think like the first one, because you're
Yeah.
like excited by the like 10th. You're like, get me
Yeah,
out of
it's like the
here.
first friend that turns 21 and you're like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lisa Lisa is sitting waiting for dinner, but she's like, oh, I gotta go like get up to get it. But there are so many servers who work for me. So she tells Peter to go tell Stassi to get her plate. So Peter actually does go give Stassi Lisa's plate and is like, Lisa wants you to get dinner. And they go, so Peter and Stassi go get the food together. I think Peter's going to make sure Stassi doesn't poison it. And so the two of them together, comedic gold. I love these two exes. I love Peter as anyone's ex. He's hilarious.
Peter deserves more time in the show, and I think he always gets shafted on that.
Yeah.
I also love the energy of Lisa being like, "No, I'm not buffeting it."
No.
Like she's above this, and
Yeah.
I
She knows
I love that she will not go serve her own food, and I can't wait till I'm like
this
this. Not
old.
only like I think an age thing sometimes has to do with it, like I can't wait to
This
like be
important.
superior in all ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sassy, I'm surprised she actually does it. And she does a great job.
I am kind of shocked she does not put up a fight.
Yeah. She's just like, I bet she's happy and drunk and she's like, fuck it at this
Yeah.
point.
I think she thinks it's funny too.
Jax already ripped his pants right in the crotch because there's not enough dick room.
Oh
Because
my
Jax just
God.
has a giant fucking dick. Okay,
I
his
love that
penis ginormous.
I love that he's telling it to Ariana and she's like acting
Same.
like she's a guy too. She's
It's the
like, yeah, I
exact
had to
same.
have an extra panel put in.
Yeah, fucking my dick's huge too, bro. Sandoval tells Lisa how well she did as an officiant. He would like to marry Ariana someday, and Lisa's like, just do it. And Sandoval's like, I've never asked if she like really wants to get married. And Lisa's like, so go do that. But Lisa says she didn't want to get married or have kids, but things change. But I also think just because they changed for you doesn't mean they'll change for everyone.
Yeah, I don't think we should put this expectation on people that they'll change,
No.
but I think it's good to to direct Sandoval to ask her if they've never had this
Yeah,
conversation.
have
Like,
the conversation
that's
and then what she
yeah.
says, go off that.
I'm cool if it changes for me, but I'm cool if it doesn't change for me too.
Same.
Like, let's live in a world where it's good no matter what.
Yeah, I'll change my mind and maybe I won't.
Yeah.
Lisa tells Sandoval he is the best bartender they've ever had and how she doesn't like partners, but she drops that maybe they could partner up together. And Sandoval is so shook and she's like, you know what, to think about it. So he is going to go think about it.
What a high compliment.
I know.
Like, not only being the best bartender that they've ever had, but that she's willing to break her, like, no partner rule. She obviously did it with Guillermo
For
and
him,
Natalie.
yeah.
Well, she did it with them first, and so seeing it work, she would, like, continue to do that with Sandoval. Like, dang.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Katie's bridesmaid Stephanie. So Schwartz gets up to go feed the dogs, and Stephanie's like, "Hey, there's a tradition in Denmark where if the husband leaves the bride or the groom leaves the bride, all the men can come up and kiss the bride." Which
I
I was
love this.
cracking up because I was like, "I hope in Denmark it's on the lips. I doubt it, but I just hope." But
Oh my
Jax is
God.
the first one to be like, me, bitch. And he gets up and he goes to kiss Katie on the cheek. And he starts telling people, he's like, go kiss Katie, everyone.
I think this is so funny because Schwartz left to go feed their dogs
Yeah.
too. It's not like he was like being a dick.
Also,
It's just
like,
like,
Katie's brothers were in line to kiss her on the cheek. So
yeah,
it was
it's
friendly.
all friendly. I like this tradition. I think it's funny because then it's like the cheeky, like, oh, you better get back.
Yeah, I also just love that Jax was like, me. I do it.
Jax loves bits like this, and
He
that's why I appreciate
loves.
him being on the cast. Like he's a dick sometimes, but
Yeah.
like he's so
He'll
fun.
commit to the bit, and his bit is anytime to make his friends even remotely uncomfortable, he'll
A
fucking do it.
1000%.
He
Yeah.
fucked Kristen just to get at Sandoval. That was the bit.
I mean, oh my, that's the thing. That's the
It
worry.
was
It's
the
a
bit.
slippery slope here.
Yeah,
Like one cheek kiss turns
could
into
lead to
banging her.
anything.
Don't put on a movie.
Nothing with Ryan Gosling. That's crazy. Okay, so now Billy, Schwartz's brother, is gonna give a speech, and at first I got nervous, but it was a little awkward, but short and sweet and to the point from what we saw. Then,
I doubt it was that in
well,
person.
let's go off what we saw. It was fine. Then Bert gets up, and again,
Yes.
short, sweet, to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Then Brandon doesn't give a speech, so Billy comes back up,
Oh God.
and this is when it gets weird. And he basically rambles about how awesome, well, everyone who gives a speech talks about how fucking awesome it is to have this fucking couple and they fucking love it here. And I was like, bro, grandma is
And
in the
Schwartz is
back
the
seat.
nicest person. Everybody says that.
Just the nicest. And then he calls Schwartz a pimp. He's clearly drunk on Coors Light. So
That's why I realized that's why we need 50 cases.
of
Is these three triplets being added to the like
yeah,
dinner portion? Like
Coors
we
Light,
need
baby.
50 cases, of course.
Yeah. Then Sandoval gives his speech. He's very cringy when he's trying to be funny. Like,
I don't think, in my opinion, Sandoval is not
he's
funny, but
not
I think he
funny.
thinks highly of himself that he like
Yes.
is funny, and those are the worst people.
Yeah, I don't find him funny. I think he should have just started with sweet and ended with sweet, but he started with
Yeah,
funny. And when no one laughed, he pivoted to sweet, which was better. He's the kind friend, not the funny one.
that's it. And like, if Jax gave a speech, like I don't think he can intentionally be funny. Jax is the type that it's like we're laughing
It
at his
happens.
quirks.
Oops. Yeah.
So like Jax would be the same if he like people screw up speeches by trying to be like writing in bad
Jokes.
jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a few jokes where like even you got to write the joke so then if it's a story and no one laughs, it's not a bombing of
Yeah.
it. Whenever you go and really trying to tell legit jokes,
Terrible. Like when
that's
Sandoval opens and he's like, I don't really like Schwartz and Katie. I love them. And I was like, ugh,
the awkward joke. No matter who tells it, even if somebody was good
that's
at
the
humor and
worst
timing,
joke.
horrible material.
Terrible. Anyway, then Stassi goes. She talks about how they're the most generous couple. She fucking loves them. Everyone keeps saying fuck. Okay, grandma in the back seat. Listen, and I'm down
Everybody's
for swearing.
drunk.
I'm down for swearing. However, I recently went to a wedding where the best man gave a speech and he kept saying fuck like constantly. And we were just like, it's just we
It's our
can't.
generation's That's the problem.
Oh, interesting.
It's like when people feel uncomfortable, they add in curse words because it's like a nervous tick.
Oh my God, do I have that? I do
Especially
that.
when people are drinking. I think when people are nervous sober, they don't add in cuss words, but when you're drinking and
It can be
nervous,
bad.
people always,
Yeah.
even just in one-on-one conversations, people always start adding in cuss words.
Me.
It's weird.
Weird, yeah. So Katie says, who would have thought that Stassi would be at her wedding giving a speech to you from where they were? But beautiful
What
friendship.
a friendship growth.
We loved it.
It is interesting.
Schwartz thanks everyone for the speeches. Now it's time to party. So the band Harbor Party starts playing. And I think it's because they're in nautical gear. Harbor
Yeah,
Party.
it's a yacht rock band. I love a good yacht rock.
And yeah, they play music for every generation. And then Jax and Brittany take a break from the action, and Jax is like, hey, things aren't really going well for us. Like literally out of nowhere. Like Brittany's like, my feet hurt. And he's like, we suck as a couple.
Well, I'm like, why are you doing this at a wedding? I do believe things are not going great for this couple. Like, they're not horrific Katie and like Schwartz level, but like,
yeah.
you guys are having little tiffs. You guys should be like not doing. But why at the wedding? Why
And
are you
why
going to
drop
ruin
it
the
like
reception?
that?
I know.
Anyway, so Brittany's like, wait, what? And then Jax is like, just kidding. Haha, LOL, I love
No.
you. And I went,
Do you think
oh,
a producer went up to him and was like, add some spice to this day?
listen, I don't know what went through his mind. I mostly don't, but this especially, I have no idea what he was thinking here. And I go, is this funny? Was this
He's
haha,
trying to be funny like Sandoval.
haha, laugh, funny?
Funny.
There was that kind of like, ugh, okay. But
Oh my God.
Jack says sorry, and then he's like, we'll get married. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And Brittany's like, yay. And I was like, oh, all their problems just drop like that, you know?
I don't think you should call marriage the light at the end of the tunnel, because for someone who's not married, I do think it's really hard to be married to someone.
Agreed.
So let's not look at it like it's this like savior heaven towards the end of our relationship. It's not. But I do appreciate him like validating her that that's in their future.
Yeah, I liked that.
I think weddings bring this type of thing up, like Kristen said earlier. Like you start thinking about like where your relationship is at, and I do think Jax and Brittany could get married. Like that doesn't sound shocking to me, but like let's not call it the light at the end of the tunnel.
Kristen's trying on other people's engagement rings. I love a girl who does when she's like, let me try it. Just let me see it.
I love trying on rings.
I love that. Lisa asks Katie when they're having a baby, which I hate that question. Katie's like, I can't be a pregnant waitress. So also, Lisa, if you watched,
I died at that, by the way.
Also, if Lisa watched, Katie and Schwartz have zero money. Like, how are they having a fucking baby?
They also never have sex.
Yeah, they can't conceive anyway because they're not intimate. So, Ariana tells Sheena that she loves weddings, and Sheena's like, "You should just have one. You could wear a suit, and Sandoval would totally wear a dress." I was like,
I love that.
He would. Sheena, though, surprise, can't find Shay. Where is he? Who knows?
The fact that the entire episode Sheena's like, I don't know where Shay is. Like, I can't find him.
The bit,
but like, we see him every once in a while, like in a crowd or something. I'm like, he's not that hard to find. But what I really want is him laying down in that bed again next to the bed.
Want him to leave. I want him fully gone. I want him to the next
packed
state.
Bags out of here.
He's in Nevada by this point. Yeah, he's gone.
Actually, I would die at that if he was like at a hotel even.
Yeah, he just left. And
I needed it one step further. Like, Bravo, don't show me any clips with Shay in it at all, because I would see him every once in a while and I'm like, he's right there, Sheena.
He's
right
like
there.
on a boat on his way to Japan at this point. Like, he's like, I'm out. Like, he's gone. Sandoval and Ariana talk. Sandoval tells Ariana about Lisa asking him to be partners, and they both cry because they're like both, like, she's so happy for him and he's obviously happy for himself.
This is how you support a partner, Sandoval. Remember when Ariana was doing her book and he had a fucking meltdown over it?
Yeah, this was beautiful. They love how in love Lisa and Ken are, and then Sandoval brings up like, hey, instead of saying something normal, he says, just so you know, I've never thought of anyone else worthy of reproducing with me except you. And she's like, what are you saying? But he basically is like, I can imagine everything with you and this life. And he's like, I'm not proposing to you here. And she's like, I would hope you would never propose to anyone at someone else's wedding. But he does ask Ariana, like, can we get married at some point? And she's basically like, I don't know. And she tells us, the audience, that she loves Tom so much, but she doesn't know if she wants to get married, which she has been honest about. She doesn't want to
turn him down at this wedding, though, either. Like, not. What a terrible moment. He would actually sulk the entire day if she said no right then.
Yeah, he'd get mad at her. Mm-hmm. But she has been open. She said, I'm not really into the idea of marriage.
I also think this is really hard because I see a lot more people in our generation just not interested in the actual physical like marriage certificate life, but they want to have like a life partner. And so that would be really hard to navigate what to do. There's no real compromise.
For life partners, or
like doing life partner or marriage, like you're either doing one or the other. Yeah, there's not really like I guess you could have like a marriage ceremony and just not make it legal. But I wonder if this is going to be like a longer term thing. A lot of people like have issue with because more and more people don't want to do the actual like legal marriage.
Yeah, which is fair. Yeah, I get it. Okay, so we do it's time for cake. I want your thoughts. What do you feel about smacking cake in the face at your wedding?
Well, this has become a big TikTok conversation, and I do find it insulting if you guys didn't agree on it beforehand. Like Katie's not even done cutting the cake and he puts it on her face. That really bothered me because like you're ruining the photos here, which like people would be like, lighten up, it's just a wedding, like you should enjoy life. But I want all these photos. I paid a lot of fucking money for this.
My decision is do not smash the cake in my face.
I'm a don't do it to me, girly.
Don't do it to
But we will
me.
be having that conversation
Yeah, don't
if I
do it
ever
to
get
me. And
married.
if I tell you that and you still do it to me, I will walk out this wedding so goddamn
I
fast with the
will
annulment paper.
shred
Yeah.
that marriage
I will
certificate. We are
have
not
an
filing that
annulment
baby.
ready in case you do this.
I would be fine if, like, say we have like cupcakes, somewhere else, and we've already done the official stuff, and we're just having fun on the dance. If somehow like you wanted that moment, we can have that moment in a different way, playfully. But like, I paid a lot of money for this
For the
makeup,
makeup.
for
Yep.
this physical cake we're doing. Like, I just feel like you're trying to embarrass your partner in public, and like
Yeah.
that I will not stand for in a partner. Like, we can be playful and have moments, but like it cannot be rooted in you trying to embarrass me.
And I don't like Schwartz didn't do this, thank God. But a lot of times they take a whole handful of cake and smash it, and then it gets on the dress, and then it's like down
And
my shirt.
they run away when the woman then wants to do it back.
Yeah.
That's where it gets me.
Yeah. Because you don't want it done to you. Don't do it. And then
That's
especially
what
like,
Schwartz says. Don't get it near me. Don't put it on my
yeah, no,
shirt. And
fuck
it's like,
you. If it is on my nose, fine. If you get it in my
mm-hmm,
eyelashes, I have mascara on because then I have to take
yep.
all of that off, and now my whole wedding is my pictures are ruined.
Schwartz did just put it on her
On her
nose, and then
nose.
the guys were like, lick it off. Like, that's kind of cute.
Okay,
And you
yes.
want to do
Everyone
it.
was like, lick it off. And then Schwartz goes, I'm not a nose guy. And Jax is like, it's your fucking wedding. Become a nose guy. And he goes, I would have stuffed her feet in the cake. It's like, ew.
Jax is such a foot guy. I would literally throw up if I saw a couple shove someone's foot in that cake.
I can't be at that
Can
wedding.
you
I don't
imagine
support
not
that
knowing
marriage. I don't
that's going to
support it.
happen?
No.
Even if there's sheet cake in the back you're serving me,
No
I could
thanks.
not even look at that
No
cake.
thanks. We're out. Okay, time for more dancing. Pandora and Jason are having such a fun time, probably because Max isn't here. Because we
They're
hate
the center of the
him.
attention always. And
We
now it's just clear cut. We
hate.
don't have to pretend like Max exists
No,
in this
fuck him.
moment.
We blocked his number at this point. We're done with it.
Yes.
He's still wondering where we are. Because it's a Thursday or Wednesday.
Yes.
Sheena cannot find Shay again. Meanwhile, we get our first shot of Shay, and he's just kind of looking disheveled by like the bar, but also he's not at the bar, he's just next to it, and he's just
Well, he's
standing
like
there.
around,
He's
so I don't
there. She's not
understand
looking very
Sheena being
hard.
like, that's it. It's like I don't know if this is just cut weird and like when the Sheena's actually asking for him, maybe he is back at that cabin thing, or if like she just will not go
She's
find
not
him
looking,
also.
and also he's like not the best part is he's not actually doing anything. Like he's not in
No.
conversation. He's just standing there.
That's my favorite thing is he's always just there's like people around him. He's not truly off on his own, but he is truly on his
He's
own
on his own.
within it, you're lonely in a public
Yeah,
place.
yeah, that's him. So then Lisa and Sandoval talk. Lisa says every bar needs a face. So what if like we partnered with you for this bar and then Schwartz was the face of the bar? Like that's kind of Schwartz gives Guillermo vibes. And so they would call the bar Tom Tom. And Sandoval's thrilled. And then here comes Schwartz. And Lisa's like, hey, sit down. We're talking about partnering, and we would love to bring you in on, or we're bringing in Sandoval. And Schwartz is like,
Mm-hmm.
bad idea. He's going to try and do total creative control. And
The
Lisa's
way
like,
they love to destroy each other, I'm like, no, not the moment.
hilarious.
This isn't a joke. Like,
Well,
don't do this.
Lisa's also like, he's not going to do that to me. Anyway, like, who do you think I am? I'm not
And
getting
Sandoval's
run
like,
down.
shh, because like Sandoval knows
He's
we're
like,
about to ask
yeah.
Schwartz. He's like, shut up, you're ruining this for both of us.
Yeah. So then Lisa's like, how about you become the face of our bar named Tom Tom? And Schwartz immediately goes, no, no thanks. So much responsibility. I can't do that.
I
And
can't.
he's like, what if it fails? And Lisa goes, it won't because it's my restaurant.
I don't fail.
All you have to do is take a few pics, my guy. And Schwartz is still like, no, no thanks.
She
Thank
literally
you.
said
No.
like you're just the face. Like somebody needs to greet the people when you walk
No
when they walk in
thanks.
the restaurant.
Nope. Nope, not for me.
Because he goes, "You don't want me behind the bar, right?" And she's like, "No,
No.
no, no, no,
We
no."
just literally want you to stand there. And he's like, I can't. I can't do it.
We could we could also get a wax figure. You just have to sign over
No,
your
I
rights
can't
to
do
your
it.
face.
Nope. What if people don't like it? Nope. And so Sandoval or Lisa's basically like, okay, weirdo, how about you think about it before you say no? And Sandoval
Yeah.
is so mad at Schwartz. He's like, what? How are you saying no to this? It's the easiest job you'll ever have.
Hey, Lisa says he's afraid of commitment, and today was a big day
Today's
of
a big day.
commitment. Let's put off another
Fine.
big commitment.
So Ariana and Stassi have a quick chat. So Ariana's like taking a Snapchat of herself, and then Stassi's like, "Put me in your Snapchat." And Ariana goes, "Oh no, my phone died."
She says it a little sadder than that. She's like, "My phone
Oh
died."
no. So Stassi's like, "Hey Ariana, do you still find me annoying?" And Ariana goes, "Yeah." And Stassi's like, "That's mean." And Ariana goes, "Yeah."
I'm dead because also I think it's mean if you were seeking someone out to tell them they're annoying, but if somebody asks, it's
Yeah.
not rude to
It's
answer the
not mean.
question.
You asked me a question and I'm drunk and I'm going to say yeah.
I think lying to you is
You
worse.
know I find you annoying. Like what?
Yeah, especially when
What?
I just say no. If I followed it up with like all these stories and really tried to tear you down, that's
She's
mean.
just like, yeah, you're annoying. And also that's not the worst thing. Meredith, you could be like, Alicia, you're annoying, and I'd be like, probably.
I think everybody is
We're
annoying
all
in
annoying.
different ways, especially to different people. We're not perfect, but I'm not here to be liked by
It's
everyone.
just silly.
Stassi can't help it that someone doesn't either bow down or like her.
Yeah. So then Stassi tells Ariana, or she's like, I like Ariana and I want Ariana to stop being mean to me. And Ariana's basically just like, look, like I got very little free time to kind of deal with you. I'm trying to do stuff for work and develop friendships. And Stassi's like, so you don't want new friends? And Ariana's like, I didn't say I didn't.
Well, before that, Stassi basically says, like, we all are doing that. Like,
Yeah, we're all doing
the
that.
sass that you're bringing to this conversation, why would Ariana want to be your friend?
Why would I put my effort and time into you?
You're being a bitch back to me, but nobody calls you out on it. Like everybody calls out Ariana. I think Ariana and Stassi are very similar,
Yes.
but like Stassi is like revered for it, whereas Ariana is like punished for her version
And
of it.
I think Stassi wants Ariana, like I think they would get along really well, but Stassi would have to come to the conclusion that Ariana will not care about Stassi's opinions, concerns, feelings, because Ariana's gonna live her life, and whatever Stassi says about it, Ariana will not care. And
I
Stassi's
think
not okay with that.
it'll be a good friendship to a point. Like I don't think they'll ever be how like
No.
Katie and like Stassi and Kristen. Like that's not the level of friendship,
No.
especially with somebody so similar to you.
Yeah.
Like it's just a different type of friendship, and I don't think Stassi has really realized how similar they
Agreed.
are up until this conversation
Yeah.
in a little bit.
So Ariana says, like, I didn't say I didn't want new friends. And Stassi's like, um, you don't want me as your friend. And Ariana's like, look, I'm just trying to do the best I can. And Stassi's
Mhm.
like, we all are. And Ariana starts getting emotional and she's like, no, I'm trying to do the best I can, okay? And she starts
Yeah.
crying. And then Stassi's like, wait, what the fuck? And Ariana's like, I'm trying to put effort into things, like, and trying to get something to happen. I'm like 30-year-old bartender. I think also when you're drunk, your emotions are heightened. And I think hearing
Oh,
Sandoval gets a
1,000%.
bar, Ariana's like, I didn't even get a cocktail book.
Well, like besides my cocktail book, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like what's my next step then? I did a book, but like how can I build out my portfolio of
Yeah.
business?
And I think Stassi does a really good job here to be like, no, you're doing stuff. Don't worry. Like, you're putting
Yeah.
too much pressure. But then to us, Stassi's like, I cracked her. I fucking got her. And I was like, I think you got her at a wrong time.
I agree. I don't think Stassi did this, but I think this helps Stassi see that like Ariana puts up a hard shell and like puts distance between herself and people, and I think that's a defense mechanism in a good and a bad way. And so Stassi has never been able to relate to Ariana. And so
Yes.
this is one of the everybody needs like those vulnerable moments to make a friendship real. And so being able to like get a peek behind the curtain on what like actually is going on in her life, I think Stassi realizes like, oh, it's not really like a me thing. Like, okay, like this is how we can have these moments. Like here's a topic that we can discuss and relate on. Because I bet everybody feels this. Like, what am I
Yeah.
doing it? I mean, some of us I'm in corporate world, so I didn't have the like, oh, I'm a 30-year-old bartender, but I'm still a, oh my god, I'm gonna be 30. Like, what's my next career
Yeah.
move? Like everybody has
I
those.
think it also helps Stassi show Ariana she can be like a caring person
Yeah.
opposed to just like a bitch all the time.
Show up for her, yeah.
So Ariana's like, fine, Stassi's comforting me. She's not the worst. We'll get through it. Ariana calls them friendly acquaintances and that they love the same people. So to stop calling her mean or she's going to kill Stassi. And Stassi goes, but how would you kill me? And Ariana says, well, it would be slow because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make sure I hurt you. And Stassi's like, I think we are a lot more similar than you
Got
think,
it.
Ariana, because
The
she loves
bond.
murder and they hashtag murder for life with a Y.
I love that. Everybody needs like a little inside joke
Yeah,
for a
this
friendship.
was
I think it
awesome.
works so well. And like, I just, the flame of friendship really just whooshed
Blew up
here
right
at the
there.
end.
Yeah. Okay, we get back to dancing. Shay finds Sheena. He finds her. He walks up and he goes, "Hey," and
He
she's
sought her
turned
out.
around. Yeah, who would have thought, right? Sandoval brought his trumpet, but he plays it into
I,
the ear of one of the wedding
the
band guys.
sax guy,
And this guy has to be like, stop blowing it in my ear.
well, it's so loud you can't really get words. He's like, not in my ear.
Yeah, he's like,
Not.
stop.
This video constantly is on TikTok and I lose it every time.
The look the band guy has when Sandoval hits him in his ear is just like pure, just like fuck him, fuck this dude,
If I were someone in a band who plays weddings, it would annoy
the fuck
me
out of me.
if anybody of a guest came up on stage and like played, especially if like listen, some people are really great at musical instruments, so if it's planned and you know about it and whatever, like a special song, like somebody wants to play, that's different. But like this is clearly unplanned. This was not vetted with this band.
I
That
think
would
Sandoval
literally
walked up
irk
and went,
me
"Can I join?" And they were like, "Okay."
with his trumpet, and it's like, what are you gonna say?
No.
No.
Anyway, hilarious. It's time for goodbyes. Kristen and Carter's like, let's do it. And Kristen goes, I'm not ovulating. And I went, oh.
I the way Bravo puts in random moments, I'm like, good
With
God.
these two, I was like, oh. Schwartz loves Jax and Tom. They're like family. Jax says, did you know there's not one person that can say something negative about Schwartz? And I went, well, me, I could. Anyway, Schwartz, though, hated when his best friends fought. And Sandoval's like, yeah, well, Jax fucked my girlfriend. And Jax was like, it was the bit. No, he didn't say that, but it was the bit.
He was like, I didn't mean to. I'm like,
Schwartz put our stakes on his ass. I fucked your girlfriend. It was the bit.
It reminds me of in our pre-show, the Two Hot Takes episode, like that you were talking
Yeah.
about. Like these things don't just happen. Like there's a lot of
It's
steps
just
in between.
the bit. Okay, Stassi and Katie reminisce how they, like 6 years ago, they were Pinteresting weddings. Stassi's like, what's it like to have someone love you this much? And Katie's like, you'll find someone you'll know. And Stassi's like, yeah, we'll see.
I really liked this debrief with the guys and the girls.
Same.
Like, I think people should do this with their friends after the
After.
wedding before they like go to bed with their significant other, especially if you're going to party with everybody after.
Yeah.
Just take a minute after the reception and be with your friends who you were with in the morning and like take like 5 minutes to be like, wow, that was such a great day. Like, I had so much fun with you.
Agreed. Okay, Katie and Schwartz sit with Ken and Lisa. Lisa signs the wedding certificate. She's very invested in their lives. Also, I didn't notice Katie had on a different dress, but like fun outfit change.
I love the post wedding dress. This concerns me that we're signing the marriage certificate after this entire day. I don't know if that's legal
Why
if you're
not?
drunk signing this.
Oh, Lisa's not drunk.
I know, but like Katie and Tom have to sign it too.
They might have already signed it.
I hope so. I don't know why you want to just get this out of the way right after the ceremony.
I thought it was just Lisa signing it, being like, I did it. Here you go. Okay, but they do a shot of all the couples having like a great loving time and then get a shot of Stassi sitting by herself on the fountain. This was so shady, bravo.
I so mean. Also with Sheena and Shay, every other couple they put like Kristen and Carter on one line, and then Sheena they show Sheena because they're hugging, and then they go and they say Shay, Sheena's husband. Like they're clearly reminding you who
Yes.
this man is because A, we haven't seen him all episode.
And B, he's star of the next half. So
I was about to say they're really like driving it home who this man is.
before we get into this whole segment, I want to make this so clear. I
Yeah.
have never been married. I do not know what the struggles of being married are like. I understand divorce is a very terrible thing. That being said, I am going to laugh my ass off at this whole segment because it was so funny in like an entertaining way.
1,000 as a we are on a show. This is a show to me. I think this is so
This
funny,
is
but I do
hilarious.
really feel for people who A, marriage is hard, B, divorce, like you said, is hard, and
Addictions in
C,
the
addiction
middle.
issues.
Yes.
So like
This
we're gonna remove the empathy for those things because I also thought this was so funny.
also, please remember there are like 5 seasons after this, so we know what happens.
Yeah.
That being said, no one dies that we know of as of today.
No.
So like this is just hilarious, okay? And so again,
Yes, yeah, especially sitting where we are today, knowing everything.
we have
I'm also really excited for what's to come in the future seasons to redo those.
we have full empathy for the hardships.
Yeah,
we will
we're
not be using
plugging
that
that
here.
in here now. No,
So-
there's a lot of moments I feel like Vanderpump and other Bravo shows don't give us this as much, where it's like horrible moment, but like so funny.
Yeah, this is hilarious. So 3 months later, Sheena's in the car calling Lisa. She's like, "Hey, Lisa, I'm 2 minutes away. It's been a tough morning. Sorry for being late." And she's crying. So she pulls up to Villa Rosa. Sheena's not okay. So Lisa sits down and is like, "What's up?" And Sheena goes, "I found out a lot recently about Shay." And I went, because I'm so dumb, I go, "That's great, because I know nothing about Shay. Tell me everything."
I'm like, oh, he's back on drugs.
Yeah,
or like
so
doing
Lisa
something.
says she's heard rumblings. So Shay,
I love Lisa. She's like, I know.
I've heard rumblings around the town. My stupid son Max, he told me everything because he's out there doing it with him.
Lisa's not like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I know.
I know. You're late to the game, bitch.
We've all known.
Shay left for 6 days and didn't answer any of Sheena's calls or messages. They haven't talked much. He hasn't stayed with Sheena in 2 weeks. All summer, Sheena has said that everything's okay, but wow, can you believe it's not okay? And she's even been lying to herself about this.
I'm like, yeah, we all knew that.
So Shay has been staying with his parents. Since they got married, their whole marriage has been bullshit.
Which really quickly, when the like addiction conversations all went down the first time, Shay did the same thing. So it seems like he is a like retreater when like conflict happens.
Yes.
He goes to his parents' house. So like I'm not shocked to hear that.
No, not even a little bit. So Lisa says the biggest red flag was hiding his addiction. And Sheena's like, "I know he's taking shit again. He's been taking Adderall for months." And I went, step down though from where we were, the painkillers.
Yes.
Step down. A lot of people.
I agree.
Given it's still an addiction, a lot of people
I'm
take
not
Adderall.
really
so
scared for his life.
No, not anymore. I'm just like, he's a clown, you know?
I'm like, he's lying to you.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
He likes Adderall more than he likes Sheena. So.
Well, I think he likes a lot of things more than Sheena.
He likes getting like a tetanus shot more than he likes Sheena.
Oh my God. He's like, I would rather stub my toe every morning.
He'd rather hang out with Max, and everyone hates Max.
Shut up, Max is great.
I know, I love Max. Okay, Shay has been lying to get pills. He's been saying that they're for other people, but Sheena also noticed that her bank had an overdraft warning because he cleared out the $7,000 in their account and left her with 32.
Okay, I have so many questions about the money specifically. Like,
I have questions about the money.
Was it over time? Was it a
was it a one-time withdrawal?
$6,000?
Was Sheena not checking in on the finances? Also, another question. like what? Okay, I get he later says it's for the studio, but Sheena's thinking it's for drugs. I again, yeah, how long was this over? Because
It's
Adderall's
the
not
second conversation.
$7,000.
It sounds like it's over time, the money has been removed, but the way Sheena's saying it here is it sounds like he literally they're having problems and he went and took like
All of it. He fucking
$6,800 out
robbed
of
her.
there,
Yeah.
which I think is so funny
For
that
Adderall.
like well, I just think the like withdrawal of money like kind of randomly is like again, empathy, we
Out the
put that at
window.
the door, is hilarious that
Hilarious.
she's just like, "Where did my money go?" Even if he spent it over time. I'm like
He was
like,
I love the
"What
idea
the
of her
fuck?"
not checking her bank so much that she's like, where
Logging in
did
to
it
see
go? And it
7K and
she
she
looks
has
back and it's
$32.
been a full 2 years. He's just been slowly taking out
That's
money.
it. That's it. I'm not saying, like, people don't deserve anything, but I'm like, "Why wouldn't you check your bank account?" Because if he just recently took the money, like they're in a community property state, like you can resolve that like 7 grand as long as he doesn't spend it. In your divorce. But if it's gone,
It's
girly.
gone. So she though loves him so much, but life cannot move forward in this way. And Lisa just goes, "You're young enough to start again." And
Which is
Sheena
true.
goes, "I'm going to see lawyers." So that's how this conversation ends. Then we
Well, it's
get my
wild to me that Sheena's like, I'm in love with him, and Sheena's like, he has lied to you this whole marriage. And Sheena's like, no, it's just recent. And Lisa's like, no, it's the entire marriage. And Sheena's like, yeah,
yeah,
it's
I get
all
it to
been
an
a lie.
extent that like you love to this person, they're lying to you and they're doing all these things, but you can't be like, I wish there was another way. There's not, bitch. Just get the divorce and be done, you know?
I know, and it's emotionally taxing and it's scary, but like this need for Sheena to constantly pretend like everything's good, even in this moment, she's trying to pretend like for a chunk of the time when things were bad that things were still good. And
Yeah.
I need her to stop
Just stop.
doing that. She did not deserve any of this. I feel like when we like pick her apart, it makes her to be the villain in this, but she's the person on the show that we get
Yes.
a comment more on. And so like I really do feel for her, but girly, just give it to me all.
Sorry.
Like this man sucks, so like throw him under the
Let's do it.
bus.
Yeah. So, Sheena and Shay's apartment. This is my fucking favorite thing that's ever been on the show.
This apartment cracks me up always because the decor, the everything
So
is a
gross.
relic in time.
Yeah.
Like this couch,
Hilarious.
I
Also,
can't.
this is so dramatic. Like Sheena's sitting on the couch. Shay walks in, takes a deep breath.
Wait, really quick. Also, with Lisa, she said she wanted to catch Shay in the lie of like she
Oh,
wanted him to lie to her about taking drugs again. And I was like, I kind of love that boss
get
bitch
him.
attitude from
Get his
Sheena. I'm like,
ass.
have him lie to your
Get his
face one more
ass.
time. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so we have the dramatic entrance. He walks up to Sheena, he goes, "Hey," and she jumps and goes, "Oh, I didn't even hear you come in."
Ah,
He
didn't hear
sits
you. What's
down.
up?
Um, she goes, "Did you get your ears pierced?" And he goes, "Yeah, I did." And I go,
I
"That's where the 7 grand went, baby."
my second favorite thing outside of the money missing is that a week ago Shay got his ears pierced on did he say a dare?
Yeah, it was on a dare. Someone said, "I dare you to get your ears pierced," and he went, "Okay."
And
Down.
he's like, and I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
them. I'm like,
Yeah.
you have not seen your wife in a week and you show up with earrings and you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
I got
she's
these
so
done.
shook by the way you have earrings. So Sheena wants to know why Shay didn't come home. And Shay says he had a lot to figure out. Um, and he didn't want the involvement of anyone else. So
Okay, which that makes
that's
sense to
fine.
me. You just got to communicate that to your partner that you're actually not going to come home for a
Yes,
week.
you should
But
let her
I
know.
think it is a positive thing to want. I don't think this is why he really did. I think he wanted to avoid her. But if you are someone who wants to take space in your relationship and think about things, I think that's
It's
lovely.
beautiful. Yeah, great.
Yeah, maybe don't be on drugs and lie to your wife.
Well, so
But
he went home and he says he missed Sheena the whole time. And
I'm like, no, you didn't. You
I
hate
missed
spending
you
time with this
so
woman.
much, bitch. And he's like, and Sheena's like, 6 days I didn't hear from you. And he says, "You never listen. But guess what? I got your attention when I didn't come home, didn't I?"
I'm like, so you didn't miss her.
The drama. The
I think
drama.
I think Shay knows he's in deep and realizes this TV. Obviously, he's on a TV show. And
He's
so I
like,
think he's trying to
gaslight her, light
manip
her up. Yeah.
yeah, and, like, be like, he isn't the problem or, like, they have problems, but, like, they're just gonna, like, part ways, and it's best for both of them. Not that he's a shitty partner.
Yeah.
He's like, "I did
But
miss
also,
you
he
so
doesn't want
much."
to part ways because he says he wants to be happy, but he can't be happy without Sheena.
I think he's only saying this stuff because this is on TV. I think if they weren't
Oh,
on TV and they were breaking up, he'd be like, "I fucking hate you." Like, I think he's trying to
um,
save face publicly here.
he's got a brand to protect. Okay,
Because when he starts getting defensive and reacting, he's like,
he's got to
"I got your
protect his music,
attention."
Meredith. Of course,
I mean,
he
it's really good.
does.
Sheena said it's a really good music, so it's worth
He has really good
protecting.
music. So Sheena says this relationship is not good, and Shay goes, "But I still love you. We're just going through a hard time." And Sheena
No,
goes, "So no drugs? You're not doing drugs?" And he goes, "No, nothing." Am I doing it really well?
yeah, no, I think you're doing great. You're like in the Bravo
I
Clubhouse
know.
Playhouse
I
thing.
know. So Shay says, "People don't talk to me with respect. They talk to me like I'm on a different level. He doesn't give a shit." And then Sheena goes, "Well, I talked to Lisa today." And he goes, "I don't give a shit about Lisa. I have my own mother."
Which I do think Lisa can be overbearing at times, like in the mother field, but like again, we're on a
I
show, so like we
also
need
just
that
don't think
character.
Sheena had to be like, "Well, Lisa thinks in this conversation."
I
Yeah.
agree. But if your wife cares about somebody's opinions, like why are you saying fuck that person? Like this is what I'm saying. I don't think Shay wants to like
He
his
hates it.
reactive behavior in this conversation is completely opposite of his
Of
like
what he's
planned,
saying.
calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shay says he hates how people treat him. And Sheena's like, "I care for you." And he goes, "Financially, because that's the only way you do it." And she goes, "Well, it's hard when you're not home for 6 days."
I can't cook and clean for you if you're not even here.
So Shay says he loves the studio. And Sheena's like, "How are you up all night if you're not on drugs?" And Shay goes, "Passion and love."
Dead. That's that's my favorite line because she's like, I just don't get it. Like, and he's like, I just love it.
Passion and
We
love.
love it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. My passion and love comes out when I'm up at 3 a.m. at the club. Yeah, that's my passion and my love. Or even when I stay up till 1 watching Vampire
Well,
Diaries.
especially in okay, I just want to clarify, Alicia, you're not on drugs when you stay up till 3 in the morning. You
Yeah.
actually have passion and love, but watching Vampire Diaries is not notorious for like being on drugs, whereas the music industry, like has a
That's
rap for
true.
it. Like other people could affect it, whereas like you yourself are sitting watching Vampire Diaries alone, sober, maybe drunk,
I do
or
have
like
passion and love to stay up
you're
and
not like
watch.
ripping Adderall just to
This
like
is
watch this
so
show.
funny. This
But
is
he's like,
just
I
so
just
funny.
love it with my whole heart. We all do. Like we don't do drugs.
He's like, "If you had passion and love, you would fucking get it, Sheena.
You don't get it.
Your waitress in career, not your passion, bitch." She's like, "I know.
My
No,
music, incredible, amazing. That's how you described
my
it.
music is better than your music, Sheena."
Whoa. That would be shots
I'd be
fired.
shook if he said that. Anyway,
That's how you would
so
really know he doesn't want to be with her.
she's like, "But you drained our account." And he goes, "Because of music." And she's like, "Not for drugs." And he's like, "No, I paid the studio." All
Which,
right.
like, still bad. If you're draining our bank account, I'm like, she knows. You should move that $32 out of that account and, like, put it in your own so, like,
Literally.
he doesn't take more from you. You probably need to go get groceries, and that $32 needs to be used.
Yeah. Okay, so Sheena says, "This isn't the man I married." And I said, "Yeah, bitch, the man you married was so fucking high on shit
That's what
harder
I
than
said.
Adderall.
That's what I said.
He
I was like,
was on
actually,
painkillers, baby. He's on
actually,
opioids."
this is the man you married. Because Shay is, can we just say it clearly high in this? Like,
He's
his
clearly
eyes are
high.
off.
He's not on the shit he used to be on, but he's
No.
probably on some Adderall.
Yeah, and I get him not wanting to admit it on camera, like, that's a whole legal
fine.
issue then, I feel like. So I understand him defending himself, but, like, let's all just set the tone. This man is on something right now.
Yes.
And Sheena, this is the man
This
you
is
married.
this
Like,
is literally
what?
the man you've married.
That's what I don't like about Sheena in this moment. I'm like, girly, just fess up. Like, by the time you're doing these interviews too, like you've decided, you've met with a lawyer probably, like you are getting a divorce. Why are you trying to like save face about this Titanic of a relationship? Let it go down. Get in the lifeboat.
Also, I get it. You are so into your own world. You didn't notice your man's on drugs. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the man you literally married at your wedding doing the vows was high.
Yeah. And own up to maybe like you're not good at like
That's
seeing
fine. That's
this,
fine.
you know? Like
You
that's
shouldn't be
okay.
married to an addict. Some people just can't.
That's
I get
okay.
it.
It's not your
It's
responsibility to
fine.
save him, and your love can't save him. But
But
like
yeah,
let's
hilarious
cut the
though.
bullshit.
This is not
This
the man
is
I
the man.
married. It fucking is. This is exact. Yeah, it is.
Cookie cutter.
He's just
It's,
on
it's
different
like
drugs.
it's like what's the difference between these two images? Nothing.
The drug that he is on. That's about it. And one of them has their ears pierced. So
I'm so sorry. There are two
there are
differences.
two differences in
Adderall
this
not
picture.
painkillers. There are two earrings. in
And
his ears.
earrings. So Sheena is done. She wants it to be done. She tells him she's meeting with a lawyer. And
Good for her.
Shay's heartbroken, starts sobbing on this.
The acting, I'm telling you, he is trying to save face. I can't believe this. You just told her that you hate her. You don't, like, she annoys you. Why would you want to be in this marriage?
Shay crying is so sad. It's hilarious. The drama of this moment was hilarious because Sheena's I just can't do this anymore. You know this is what's right, and his shoulders are shaking, hands on his face.
As Sheena, I feel electric. I feel like in this moment, being like, I'm the one putting my fist down, saying we're getting divorced, and you're like sobbing, like show the world that like I am in control here. Like I just feel like the narrative of her in this last moment is actually a really good one for her.
Yeah, so she sends Shay to pack his stuff in the room, and then I don't know if you guys noticed.
Wait, by the way, she said his room.
Yes, she did say his room.
Which it didn't have a bed in there, but maybe like it's his closet.
Because we all know.
But I was like, oh my god. Well, for a minute I was like, have they been like sleeping in separate bedrooms anyways?
Well, when
like,
Shay gets home from the studio so late, not to wake up Sheena, he's got to go sleep in his room. But
dude, he probably comes home at 6 a.m. and she's like up and ready to leave for like her activity. Yeah. They're living completely separate lives.
I do want to point out though, Bravo is full of shade because the song that's playing as Shay is packing up.
I didn't even notice.
He is packing up his shit. Sheena's on the couch. The lyric says, "It's a hard pill to get down." And I started fucking cracking up and went, drugs, baby. He's an addict.
Missed that.
It was something that rhymed with down, like, oh, it's
okay.
It's not a good sound. It's a hard pill to get down. Like, it was the second lyric, and I went, whoa. Like, I was like, excuse you, Bravo. How shady.
I appreciate that because it's not like Shay's ever been like a staple on this show. No. He's just like a +1. Hilarious. So like, throw him under the bus.
Shay packs up his shit in a purple suitcase and leaves Sheena to
purple suitcase.
Cry in her room by herself. And that is the end of season 5.
Get me to this reunion as fast as possible.
Bring Shay to the reunion for a little bit. Just a little. I have questions.
Okay, so it was 3 months after the Katie and Tom's wedding that those scenes were filmed.
Which was August, September-ish. So November, December, January?
No, because the wedding was in July, I think. Oh, the wedding's in August. So then it's, November. This is filmed.
Yeah.
And then reunions, like that show, Vanderpump Rules has always been a winter airing. And so like reunion is, March, April, May. So we got a lot of time to like get some more details here at the reunion.
I wish a camera had followed Shay out with that purple suitcase. See where he goes.
Honestly.
See you later.
That purple suitcase kills me.
That was hilarious. Okay, we have one last accepted and blocked, and then I'll tell you who is our most accepted and most blocked of the season.
I can't wait. Which one do you want to do first? Do you want to end on a high or a low note?
Let's end on a low, baby. We just saw a drug addict leave.
Also, I don't think. Never mind. We'll discuss this in a minute. Okay, so on a high note, I'm gonna go with Schwartzy boy.
Fun.
I think he took a huge step in his commitment phobia and he got married. I think his vows were incredible. He also got asked to potentially be the namesake of and be a partner in a bar, even though he freaked out a little bit. Like, hey, I'm someone like big leaps scare me too, so it's okay to have a little reaction as long as he goes through with it. I'm pumped for him.
You know what? Yeah, and I'm gonna give it to Katie. She got married. It was a good episode.
Mhm.
Hooray for them.
So cute. Love them
Who
both.
are you blocking?
I feel like everybody was happy. I just are we allowed to block Shay?
I don't think so. So he has not been blocked at all yet or accepted
Yeah,
this
I don't think
season.
he's a cast
No.
member. So unfortunately, by proxy, I have to block Sheena
Yeah.
because she's still holding out strong that they like had a good relationship, and her being like, "This isn't the man I married." I'm like, also the fact that it took 3 months after that end of that season for her to like have a come to Jesus moment, like it was bad all season.
Yeah. It was rough. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna go Sheena too, because that was
Yeah,
I didn't love the whole I feel bad for her. I didn't love the whole like
100%.
we're fine when we're not fine. Like let's just be honest.
We're blocking the
Yeah,
marriage. How
the
about that?
marriage is bad. Okay, do you want to guess who is our most accepted and our most blocked?
I feel like blocked is gonna go to Schwartzy boy.
Okay.
And accepted. I I don't even have a human to put on there. Or maybe Lala's blocked.
Well, you're close with Schwartz, but it's not Schwartz who's most blocked.
Is it Katie?
Yeah.
That's I just assumed because it had to be somewhere in that zone, but I always felt like Schwartz kind of sucked more. But I guess Katie like had some
Katie
bad
got it,
moments.
followed by Jackson second and Sandoval in third.
Whoa, Schwartz! Wow, Schwartz is the likable one. We
Yeah.
never pinned it on him.
Oh, I guess Sandoval and Sheena are tied for third. Yeah. Because of the two we just gave Sheena.
Yeah,
Um, accepted. You don't want to take a I would think it's outside the storyline of who's
that's the hard thing is I can't really remember like why we would have accepted people. I just remember all the chaos.
who's one of our favorites. Just
Stassi?
different blonde.
Ariana.
Yes,
Ariana.
Ariana was our most accepted of the
How
season.
many did she have?
9.
Oh, that's really not that many. It was very diverse, like positive versions,
It was
because like with
accepted
21
was.
episodes, that's 42 accepteds.
Do you want to guess second? Whoever was second was the most wild thing. You'll never, I think, get it.
Jax?
Yeah.
Jax had some really funny moments this season. I accepted him a decent amount.
Well, this was also the season that he was spreading the rumor about Kristen and Brittany, and I found
That was
that
funny.
hilarious when he was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not a liar. I'm a truther, baby."
This is the least problematic. Even with that moment, he's kind of been like he hasn't been stirred up in the fighting. Like remember Katie and Tom's fight in New Orleans? He was like didn't want to go into it. So I think he ended up getting some good narration episodes, and it led to a really. I think this is his best season.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. This was such a fun season. We will be doing the reunions, and we cannot
Yes.
wait.
Thanks for joining.
Wait, I gotta do my thing.
Oh my god.
How dare I?
We almost just did our normal ending,
How
Alicia.
dare I? And with
I just went right back into it. Me saying goodbye really felt weird there.
With that, I would like to share my final words of wisdom. Forget what you heard and remember where you heard it first.